Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Yes, doing a video on a Sunday because we have another very busy earnings week this week, and I want to help you to understand what's going on before stuff goes down. Now, the reason why I say that is because earnings can always be very volatile. You don't always expect what's going to happen. Company can get good news and absolutely tank. Company can get bad news and really tank more than what you would expect. So given how the market has been very volatile, I like to kind of get down and say, hey, look, these are things that might want to be on your radar. If they happen, don't be surprised. If they happen, don't overreact and panic. So I'll go over some of the ones that are on my list to say like, oh, this happened, this is what's going on, so that you don't overreact, but also add another feather to your cap in terms of information, because that is extremely powerful in times like this, because the information that you're getting from this YouTube page, from my public page, from my email list, can help you to better understand the market. So for example, I saw somebody complain about how bad Coinbase has performed. Coinbase used to be $300 a share. It's under 200. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with Coinbase? Why is Coinbase falling? I'm like, well, it's in fintech, right? We've got Robinhood hasn't done well. PayPal hasn't done well. Block, which used to be Square, hasn't done well. Why would Coinbase do well? You know, if you were on the channel and you subscribed, you probably saw that coming, right? So this information is to help you to kind of understand and put things into context. So again, earnings are happening this week. Crazy things can happen around earnings season. Why is this important, especially for tech? Is because all of tech, for the most part, has not done well. Also, we saw on Friday, Netflix fell 20% because of earnings. And I don't think Netflix justified a 20% drop in a day, but it did happen. So if I own Netflix, my wife owns Netflix, but if I own Netflix, I wouldn't be, 20%, that would have raised an eyebrow. I'll be honest with you. Would have raised an eyebrow, but I'm like, it's earnings. Really strange things happen during earnings season. So if you own some of these names, don't be shocked if something either good could happen, it's possible, or something bad. But these are the things I'm looking at and why. All right, so these come from Earnings Whisper, and I'll just shout out some of the ones I'm looking for as well as give you the day. All right, so for me, this really starts on Tuesday. Johnson & Johnson, they're going to tell us how well they did. I'm just interested there. They're going through some reorganization, restructuring stuff. Just curious. They're looking at breaking up the company and doing like one pharmaceutical and then one for consumer goods. I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see. Just interested in seeing that. Microsoft, one of my favorite companies, is going to announce earnings. We'll see how it goes. It didn't, the stock dropped a little bit on the news that they were buying or acquiring Activision. We'll see how that goes. I'm curious to see what's the regulatory environment around that. Again, I don't know if the stock's going to drop or go up on the day. In either case, I'm not going to be shocked. But that is going down on Tuesday. Once we get to Wednesday, things get a little more interesting. Boeing, they announce earnings. We'll see how that goes. AT&T announces. Now, Verizon announces on Tuesday. I don't really care that much for Verizon. I also don't care much for AT&T, but a lot of people love AT&T. I don't know why. The dividend is solid, but the stock is not. Curious to see what happens there with AT&T. Tesla will announce on Wednesday. They'll announce on Wednesday. That's always one that catches eyes. We'll see how that one goes. Could be good, could be bad. Just interested in that one. But it's Thursday's the one that I'm most interested in. You got Mastercard, which just like Visa, which also announces on the same day, on Thursday, both haven't done all that great. I think Mastercard is slightly better than Visa in terms of performance recently, but these are two companies that, in my view, they're not going anywhere. People are still spending money. Whether it's inflation or interest rates or whatever, they should, in my view, they should have done way better in terms of how they're, as an investor, I should have made way more money on both of these. For whatever reason, I just have not done well, unless you want to lump them in with a lot of the fintech names, which technically they are. I just want to see what happens here. To me, I should have been making 20% or more on both of these companies, and they just haven't. I don't currently own them, but I am interested because I know both of them are looking into the metaverse stuff. I know they're looking into cryptocurrency. Just real curious to see what they have there. You got McDonald's. I don't know anybody. Let me know in the comments, do y'all own McDonald's? I've never known anyone to own McDonald's. I don't know why. Southwest Airlines also announced that Southwest Airlines is a popular company as well as JetBlue. A lot of people like airlines. Keep an eye on it on Thursday. Then you've got Apple, which obviously a lot of people are invested in, and it was one of we'll see what happens this week, was one of the biggest safe havens for tech. It's like, oh, tech companies are bad in 2022. Everything is falling apart in 2022 unless you have cash, unless you have fundamentals, which means you got sales, you got money. Well, Apple has sales, they have money, as well as Microsoft. So we're gonna find out. So we'll see what happens for them on Thursday. A lot of people are concerned about the cost of creating the iPhone. Are you selling enough of those? Are sales slowing down? Things you want to pay attention to for Apple. And then you have Robinhood. Now, Robinhood is not done well at all after the IPO. They too are in this fintech space. So I lumped them right in there with the PayPals, the Blocks, the Coinbases, all of those. Super risky company. We'll see what happens with them on Thursday. And then Friday seems to be an energy and infrastructure day. So we got Chevron, Caterpillar, Phillips 66, Colgate, Palmolive. They make like toothpaste and stuff, which in my view, I thought that would have been a great defensive company. I said this years ago, but it just had not panned out. So that's why you don't hear me talk about them a lot. Interested to see what happens with Caterpillar. They pay a solid dividend. It's in theory, it's one of those strong companies you should just have. You got the infrastructure bill that's still out there. You are expected to see more construction as the virus wanes, and hopefully it does. But we'll see what happens with Caterpillar. And then Phillips 66 and Chevron. Energy is supposed to be one of those best sectors for this year, given how people are allegedly going back outside, and just inflation. These tend to be one of the best places for inflation too. The only reason I have not talked about energy as much is just because energy can be very volatile, where it has a boom year like it did last year and an absolutely terrible year in 2022. So I didn't feel comfortable with it. I don't personally own any, so I'm not going to tell you something that I don't fully believe in. And I'm not sure if I believe in energy, but I am curious to see how those go. If I do become more confident in energy, then I'll let y'all know. But again, I don't talk about it unless I believe in it or I'm concerned about it. And this is one I got on the radar. I'm just curious how that sector is going to go. All right, so again, I'll just quickly breeze through a lot of these. I start becoming more interested on Tuesday. Some stuff happens on Monday, like IBM. It's not a company I care about. So Tuesday, Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft. Those are the two I'm looking at. You got Verizon and GE on Tuesday too. Wednesday, I got Boeing. I got Tesla, AT&T. Intel is also on there too if you're interested in that one. On Thursday, I've got Microsoft, Robinhood, Apple, McDonald's, Visa, JetBlue, and Southwest Airlines. So Thursday is a huge day. And then on Friday, I've got Chevron, Caterpillar, Phillips 66, and then maybe Colgate, Palmolive. That ticker symbol is CL. So those are the things that you want to know. It's anytime earnings happen, just like they have what feels like the entire year, which is just a month. Some people, the way the market works sometimes is that we use Microsoft and Apple and Amazon and Google, right? Because those are some of the biggest companies out there, these trillion-dollar behemoths, right? We say, oh, well, Apple did this, therefore the entire sector is doing this. Or if this company slows down, then they're all slowing down. And that's not an accurate and realistic view, but it is how the market works. Because, even your index funds, right? That top 10 that you have in almost any index fund, 30% of that could be in those 5 or 6 companies. So how they do really impact the entire stock market at times. So keep an eye out this week, because you have the Microsoft out there and you have the Apple out there announcing in the same week. It will be interesting. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. I'm sure I look like I have a crystal ball on a guitar somewhere. Like I feel like I look musical today. I'm not. I just need a haircut. So I just wore this hat. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Relax. I know it's been a tough month. I know it's been a tough year because it's only been a month. But you'll be fine. This is a long-term game. This thing is a little shaky right now, but things are going to play out. They have before. It's not the only time interest rates have ever gone up. It's not the only time we've ever had earnings. You're going to be fine if you focus on long-term. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Bye.